Hi friends, and welcome back to Raft. Today we're covering another mod showcase featuring mods designed for utility. There are absolutely no extra items added by these mods, but they'll either assist you in figuring out what's going on with your raft, or just make it simpler to exist in your raft world. We've got a strong mix of mods that are designed to be more useful in creative, and others that are meant for survival, so no matter how you play, there's bound to be something here for you. Because of that mix, I won't have my normal demonstration world, but I'll show you all of the mods individually. As always, all of the mods are linked down in the description, and I highly recommend checking out any or all of them that caught your eye. But without further ado, let's jump into the utility mod showcase. So, say you've spent some time in your creative building world, and you've made yourself a raft that you think would be excellent to try out in survival. But instead of taking a ton of screenshots or trying to memorize your layout, with the help of the Raft Blueprint mod, you can simply import builds from one world into another. While you can do this using console commands, it's significantly easier using the Extra Settings mod, which is also linked below. Several of the mods we're talking about today require it anyways, so it's high-key worth installing, plus it just makes your life easier. But anyways, with the Raft Blueprint mod, we can just save my current raft by entering a name, then we swap over to a new world. If we open up that same menu again, which is just part of your settings, it's an option to load that raft as an exact copy of what was in my creative world. You'll notice that this doesn't take any materials, so use it wisely if you're concerned about balance. There's also a couple of features that allow you to either overwrite your existing raft for a new one, or keep the old one in place while simply shifting the placement of your new raft a little bit, but I'll leave you to experiment with those details on your own. Personally, I just find this mod useful if I've built up a beautiful raft, and I want to see if it'll hold up in a survival world. I never make enough room for storage, but that's just me. But anyways, let's move on to the Attack Identifier mod. I've got my beautiful round raft for my creative world, but I know Jeremiah the shark threatens to destroy it at a moment's notice. So with the help of this mod, I can prioritize reinforcing spots that are more likely to be attacked, and save myself some of the headache. This is done via the Find Targets command in your console, and then it will light up spots that are likely to be attacked. It just makes it a tiny bit easier to reduce the impact of the shark on your raft. Next up, we have the MiniMap mod. Ever wished you knew where enemies were on an island, or knew where you were on the island? With this mod, there's a simple display up in the corner that can answer all of those questions. You can zoom in and zoom out, which I won't demonstrate because my keybinds are wacky, but you can also change the render quality so it doesn't suck out too much of your computer's resources. It's very easy to use and very efficient at what it's designed to do, and I highly recommend this mod. Whether it's in tunnels, looking at the raft, or just trying to get a general read on where your enemies are, it's so useful. Moving right along, we have the collection counter. If you've ever wanted to know just how many more leaves you've picked up than other pieces of plastic, you can now get an exact answer from this mod. I don't have friends, so the global stat is a bit irrelevant to me, but you could also use this to flex on your friends who aren't contributing nearly as much to the group project as you are. It's mostly useful for getting a read on what materials to prioritize and how much you can ignore the leaves. Can you tell that I've picked up too many leaves? Then we've got the Simple Flashlight mod. It really is just that, a simple flashlight. Simply press F and a little light comes on, very similar to the flashlight from either Gary's mod or Slime Rancher. I know that there's technically a headlamp in this game, but this is great for all of the very dark nights before you get to that blueprint. Also because the water can sometimes be very dark and being able to see is kind of nice. Or if you want to skip the darkness entirely, there is also the No Night mod. It simply skips the night when it gets dark enough, which is pretty easy, and it's also great for making this kind of content. But now that you can see underwater, why not make it a bit more useful to see exactly what's left at that island that you're harvesting? The Island Items mod has a lovely configurable UI that not only allows you to see how many of a kind of resource there are left, but where they are if you so choose. And again, all of this is configurable. I've been using this mod to memorize island layouts for speedrunning purposes, but I could definitely see it being useful for when you want to make sure you're not leaving any of your extra metal behind. To help you in your endeavors to collect all of those items with the Island Items mod, The Strong Diver mod makes your life easier. This mod doubles the amount of time you can spend in the water while also enabling a swimming sprint. So if you've ever needed to go faster when swimming, or if you're fed up with your water bottle full of air running out so soon, this mod's got your back. It's very simple, but also just kind of nice to have more options when swimming. Once you're back topside, you'll probably want to set sail. This is where the Better Controls mod comes in. Rather than having to run around all of your raft, opening up all your sails, turning on all your engines, raising up all your engines, and all that fun stuff, you could just set them all to their own keybind. Or if you want to be fancy, you could use the multi-bind mod to bind them all to a single key. All sails, engines, and anchors are toggled just like that. It's done by a console command, but the mod description itself does a better job of explaining that than I could, so explore that if you're interested. Again, it's linked below. And finally, last but certainly not least, we have the Statistics mod. This mod is a powerhouse in terms of utility. Ever wanted to know exactly how fast you were going, like I did in my Breaking the Laws of Physics video? This is how. Ever wanted to know how much damage a weapon does, or how much food you get from eating something? This mod knows everything. From telling you how much health an enemy has left, to where the center of your raft is, it can tell you pretty much any piece of information you could hope to need. It's so useful in so many ways that I can't even begin to describe them all to you, but I really do recommend that you check it out and see its magic for yourself. You will not regret it. So that does it for the utility mod showcase. I really hope you enjoyed. There's a lot of really interesting mods out there for this game, and these ones I find more interesting because they don't necessarily change gameplay, they just change the facets of the game. It's kind of interesting to see what people have thought of and continue to do for this game. But anyways, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, consider leaving a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And as always, have a great day.